What up, though? It's your boy Meech, aka the CI Saint. Hope everyone's doing well. Time for another fragrance video, and this is going to be a fragrance rotation video where I break down the fragrances that I wore in a given week. In this video, we're going to talk about the fragrances that I wore the week of Sunday, November 17th. I wore 8 fragrances during the week. Different things going on throughout the week, from funeral services to work to a little bit of fun. So we got a little bit of variety in this week's rotation. Wore some new fragrances for the first time, wore a niche fragrance for the first time. So I'm excited to talk about these 8 fragrances. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so starting the week off on Sunday, went to visit with a friend. Unfortunately, she lost a loved one, and so just wanted to, provide my condolences and support. A couple of other friends gathered. We kind of hung around just to try to brighten her day. Have a little fun, some laughs, considering the circumstances. And I wore a fragrance that I absolutely love. It's a clone of Dior Homme Intense, and that fragrance is Camaro Homme Intense by Pandora Scents. Now, ironically, the previous Sunday, I wore another DHI clone, Cayenne Classic by Al Wantanilla. And you might be wondering, why do I have 2 clones of the same fragrance? Well, because I love both fragrances. I love the scent DNA. I will say that it seems like every time I wear them, I start to like one better than the other. And right now, I'm kind of feeling Camaro Homme Intense. And the reason for that is it's the better projector and the longer lasting fragrance, in my opinion. I got 8 hours plus in my wearing experience on Sunday. Great scent bubble, great sillage. I was getting wafts of this fragrance kind of throughout the time that I was out on Sunday. This is a really good one. Camaro Homme Intense kind of gives you more of, I think, the spicy, leathery aspects of DHI, with that iris being at the center. And Cayenne Classic is more like tonic, more vanillic, of course, with the iris at the center. But they're both great. They both dupe the same fragrance. I don't feel bad having both. I love them both. On Sunday, I went with Camaro Homme Intense by Pandora Scents. All right, on Monday, I spent most of the day at home working. I did step out to get a workout in, came home, showered, just wanted to throw on something fresh and clean. So I went with Fakar Black by Lattafa. If you guys spent any time in Fragcom, this is a popular clone of YSL. You get that apple accord at the top. You get the aromatics, the woody aspects of this fragrance. This is a really nice, easy grab and go fragrance. Very, very affordable. I think you can find this maybe even under $20 these days. I know for sure under $30. Gives you that YSL DNA. Gets you pretty close. Big compliment getter as well. You definitely get compliments wearing this fragrance. Really enjoy my wearing experience. Most of the time, it's just an easy grab and go. Anytime I wear Fakar Black by Lattafa, and it was my wear on Monday. All right, on Tuesday, I actually wore 2 fragrances during the day. I wore another Lattafa fragrance, a newer fragrance to my collection. I went with Jasur by Lattafa. And if you guys aren't familiar with this fragrance, this is an interpretation of Valentino Uomo, Born in Roma, Coral Fantasy. And it's a very good one. That cap is big. A lot of shiny artwork design here. Very, very creative. But you get that red apple, you get the aromatics, and then you get the tobacco kind of in the dry down as the sun shines on my recording here. But you do get all of that in this fragrance. It's a fantastic fragrance. It smells really good. You might be wondering, well, why buy a clone of Coral Fantasy when Coral Fantasy on discounters is pretty reasonably priced? Well, quite simply, I got this for $25. It was kind of a throw in on Joma Shop to get free shipping. And I'm glad that I have it. It's one of the better quality smelling Lattafa fragrances I've put my nose on in recent memory. Definitely synthetic, but a bit more authentic smelling than fragrances like the aforementioned Fakar Black, or even fragrances like Mahir Legacy, Kayed Al Farsan. Those all kind of come off really synthetic. This is synthetic, don't get me wrong, but has a bit of a more natural, better quality, in my opinion, than some of the other Lattafas. So definitely enjoyed my wear of Jasur by Lattafa during the day. Now, during the evening, put on another fragrance. Was pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed wearing this fragrance. Tuesday evening, I wore Mercedes-Benz Select Night, and this is really nice, man. I was so surprised how much I enjoyed my wearing experience of this fragrance. It is going to remind you of Tom Ford's Noir Extreme. Kind of has that warm, spicy, vanillic vibe going on. The only difference is this doesn't have that kufi note that Noir Extreme has. So that ice cream, Indian ice cream type of vibe that Tom Ford Noir Extreme gives you. I find it to be more appealing because of that. It's more sensual, kind of sexy type of fragrance. Definitely sits close to the skin. Night is a fitting name. Nights out, evenings out, date nights. This is really, really good stuff, man. Pleasantly surprised by this fragrance. Glad that I picked it up. Mercedes-Benz Select Night was my wear on Tuesday evening. All right, Wednesday was just another day of work, kind of chilling at the house. I put on a fragrance a bit later in the evening, and I wore a timeless classic, a fragrance that I just added back to my collection for nostalgia's sake. I really, really love it. One of my early signature scents. This is Burberry Touch for Men. Absolutely love this fragrance. Fresh, clean. You get that spicy powderiness with this fragrance, the ozonic feel that you get from the violet leaf here. This is just one of those fragrances that even before I started collecting, it was a signature scent for me. I saw this, I think this is a 30 ml, no, 50 ml. I saw this 50 ml for a pretty decent price at Burlington, so I decided to grab it. Glad to have it in my collection. It's a classic. It's one of those scents that brings back great memories. Again, an early signature scent in my life. On Wednesday, I went with Burberry Touch. All right, on Thursday, unfortunately, I had to attend a memorial service for my friend who I spoke of earlier in the week, whose loved one passed away. Just, of course, again, close friend, wanted to be there to provide some love and support. The fragrance that I wore for the services was Brioni Eau de Parfum Intense, one of my favorite fragrances in my collection, top 10 fragrance in my collection. So classy and elegant. When I walked into the church, I sat next to my other good friend who was there, and he was like, "Hey man, what are you wearing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm wearing Brioni." And he kind of gave a nod like, okay, you smelling good. He ironically was wearing Lattafa's Assad, which I gifted him. I want you to remember that. I gifted you that fragrance for Christmas, so I'll be expecting a fragrance in the mail or something for Christmas myself. I'm kidding. But this is a fantastic fragrance, very classy, very elegant. I was dressed up, button-up shirt, nice pants, hard bottom shoes. This definitely is the type of fragrance you want to wear when you're dressed up a bit, and I was in this particular occasion. Love this fragrance, about 8 hours in the longevity department, so it definitely lasted throughout the time that I needed it to. Absolutely love this fragrance. You guys know that if you spent any time on my channel. Brioni Eau de Parfum Intense was my wear on Thursday. All right, on Friday, put on a fragrance a bit later in the evening because I went out, caught one of these holiday pop-ups that are around the city, trying to get myself in the holiday spirit, I guess. Went to this restaurant that was all decked out in Christmas decor. The decor was nice. The food and drinks were very, very mid. But I wore a new fragrance to my collection. It was another first time wear. I guess I've had a few of those this week now that I think about it. But I went with Azzaro Wanted by Night Eau de Parfum on Friday. And this is a fragrance that I caught that Macy's sale. If any of you guys caught it, Macy's had this 100 ml bottle for $50. And so I couldn't pass it up. I had to buy it. I've smelled this fragrance so many times in Sephora and Ulta, and I've never pulled the trigger on it because I've never really been moved to. But because of that $50 price for 100 ml, I went ahead and took the plunge. And it's a nice fragrance. It definitely is mass appealing. It definitely garners compliments. And it's a long-lasting fragrance as well, because I actually got a compliment the next morning. I went out to get coffee, and somebody was like, "You smell nice." And I'm like, I just threw on some clothes, ran out to grab some coffee. It was very early in the morning, came back home. So I hadn't even got myself together for the day. But they were like, "Man, you smell good." I'm like, "Damn, you can still smell that?" So this is a long lasting fragrance. This kind of has the same type of utility that a fragrance like, let's say, Versace Eros or Afnan 9 p.m. or Spice Bomb Night Vision. Like, this is kind of a playful night out, fun night out type of fragrance. That's kind of the utility I envision for this one. But I did enjoy wearing it. It's a compliment getter, again, mass appealing. This is Azzaro Wanted by Night Eau de Parfum, and it was my wear on Friday. All right, and to wrap the week up on Saturday, I was in the house for most of the day. But I did throw on the fragrance a little bit later in the evening. It is a decant that I have. I just really wanted to spend time with it. I've been staring at it for so long, and I just hadn't put it on yet. And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I'll give myself a few sprays just to kind of experience this. This fragrance is definitely in the running for me to wear on Thanksgiving. It's definitely a candidate for that. The fragrance we're talking about is Altair by Parfums de Marly. Just have a decant of that here. This is slowly but surely, I shouldn't say slowly but surely because I haven't had it a long time, but I should say upon smelling it, it has catapulted itself into one of my favorite vanilla fragrances, and I haven't even spent a ton of time with it. But you get that warm vanillic vibe, the spice, the baked spice in this fragrance. It is very, very good. Longevity is okay. I think I got about 6 hours in my wearing experience. I got to spend a little bit more time with it to clock the longevity so I can be a little bit more informed in that area. But this fragrance definitely kind of sort of gives me holiday vibes. It's not a gourmand fragrance, but it is a sweet, warm, spicy, vanillic fragrance. I'm definitely considering it for Thanksgiving. We'll see. I got a lot of fragrances to choose from. I also have a video on the topic dropping a little bit after this video drops. But on Saturday, to wrap the week up, I went with Altair by Parfums de Marly. Well, there you have it, guys. My fragrance rotation for the week of Sunday, November 17th. 8 great fragrances, a lot of first-time wears. Those are always exciting. I love to do rotation videos when I can talk about fragrances that I've worn for the first time. What fragrances did you wear during the week? Feel free to throw those in the comment section. I love to hear about them. Be sure to check out my social media for more. Please like and subscribe on whatever social media platform you're watching this on. That would be greatly appreciated. Once again, your boy Meech, aka the CI Saint. Until next time, take care. Peace.